Hey people, it's Tokes here from Watered Seed. Welcome to Watered Seed Talks. Now I have a question for you today. What does success mean to you? How do you explain success to your children? Is he an overabundance of money or is he a state of mind? Join us. Let's dive in. Okay guys, the truth is that in the society that we live in, if you were to ask someone what success is, somehow we would define it as an overabundance of money. Because truthfully, let's be truthful here, when we say someone's successful, we count all the material things that they have, all the material things that we can see. And that to us is that this successful. I mean, if I use my dialect in Nigeria, Lagos, they would say, you have arrived. That's what it means. It means that that person is really successful. But jokes aside, have you had a conversation with your girls, with your kids in regards to success? Because if we don't have this conversation, I think the things that we get wrong as parents is sometimes we think that they know the right things and therefore we don't have the conversation. But subconsciously, they're feeding themselves with what they think a topic is or what they think success is. Until we all have separate kinds of conversation with our children in regards to different topics, you will then be able to understand their standpoint on it. So I've had this conversation with my children in regards to what they think success is, and you'll be surprised at what they think it is. So I had to actually reiterate to them what success is not. Rather than starting from what it is, I started from the corner of what success isn't. So before I go into what success isn't, have you had the conversation with your girls? Have you had the conversation with your children? If you haven't, I'm gearing you to choose a time, a Saturday, a weekend, a weeknight, to have the conversation. See what they think. So I was looking at the meaning of success in the dictionary before having obviously starting a video, and I was amazed that from all the definition, only one really resonated with me. So the first description or definition of success is the fulfillment of an aim, a purpose, or a goal. Now the other definition to success says something about success is about achieving fame and wealth, and I'm like, where? How? How could this be in a dictionary? But that doesn't resonate with me. It doesn't mean that it doesn't resonate with some people, because, I mean, let's think about this for example. I mean, Picasso wasn't even known to have lovely pictures pretty much until close to the end of his life. Let's start with people like pictures like, you know, Mona Lisa. Mona Lisa wasn't known again until the artist, is it Da Vinci, died before it was then known. So there's some people who have been successful, they fulfilled an aim, they fulfilled a vision, but they didn't have fame, they didn't have wealth, they didn't have popularity. But I think part of the problem again is, when I say problem, because I think social media, I find social media very, very useful. I think it is one of the best things that we have in our generation. But I also see the detriment when you use it negatively, when all you do on it is just comparing your life to other people's lives. Because I think what social media also does is that it creates a fight for popularity and a fight to show who is more successful. And again, that is just vanity. It doesn't even exist, to be fair. I mean, some people, you see them on social media, they look successful, but they're really not successful. But that is what we like to see. That is what we compare ourselves to. That is what our children are looking at. They look at X Factor, they look at all of these shows, and they look at all of these people on there. And to them, somehow, we have moved the banner, we have moved what success really is. And children now are aiming that to be successful, we have to be popular, we have to be on X Factor. Yes, that could be someone's aim, and therefore that could mean that they've been successful in that part. But today, it seems like the only thing that people or kids or young adults are striving for is just to be popular. It's for people to look at them and say, oh wow, look at that person. Does it matter that they've, worked hard and, worked through a journey to get to that place? The aim seems to be about popularity and just how much money we have and what we look like to people, to make other people feel envious of what position we are. So really the conversation about success, again, I think it's a big one, it's a long one, but I want to focus today's conversation on us explaining what success is not to the girls, the young girls out there, to young adults out there, to understand. Obviously I can't list all of it, but the 5 things that come to my mind, which I have listed earlier on anyway, which is that success is not about fame. No, it is not. Success is not about being popular. It is not that as well. Success is not self-gratifying. No, when you're successful, when you're looking at a vision, an aim, what we don't realize sometimes is that it is far beyond us. When you look at something and there's a gap and you want to fill that gap, you realize that even if it's from your own need, what would happen is that it would also fulfill other people's need. So when you're successful in an aim or a goal, you realize it's not just about you. It's not self-gratifying. It would reach other people and it would help other people as well. Right? Success doesn't always mean that we would have loads of money. Yes, when you love something so much and you work hard at it, the future of it is that, yes, it might generate loads of money, right? But that should never be the motivation for success, because if money is the motivator for any kind of success, it will be short-lived, because the moment we're not aspiring to where we need to get or where we need to go, we'll be demotivated. And if you speak to people who have been successful, they will tell you there have been a couple of years where nothing happened. They were just there. If they were to give up, then who they were today would not materialize. But what they did was they kept going. Success is not something that happens overnight. It takes a journey. It takes the little things that we tell our kids at home. It takes, little things like, tidy up your room, picking up toys after your brother, helping mommy, helping daddy, working hard at school. It is a behavior, it's an attribute. Success is a journey. It's a journey of working well, doing well, not giving up. That is the main thing. I've heard this so many times. It is not giving up. Even when other people are saying to you that what you're doing, your aim, your goal, who's going to use it? What's anyone going to do with it? If it's your goal, if it's your aim, then you keep going for it. It is the same feeling that I had when I was about to start Watered Seed. And a part of me was like, why do you want to speak to girls? I mean, how would you get anybody to come and have this conversation with them? And there were so many doubts in my mind. And I had to refine it. It doesn't matter. There's a goal, there's an aim. I want to empower young girls, and that is my God-given goal. And I would try my best to fulfill that goal. And that's what it should be about. Success should be about our own individual goals and how we work the part to fulfill that goal. Success is sometimes foggy, which means that you don't see the full picture. You almost have to start first, and then you get to a point and you're like, oh, now it's a bit clearer. Okay, and then do something else, and now it's a bit clearer. We never have the full picture to success. We never have the full picture to fulfilling an aim or a goal. It's not always, we don't get that full picture, but it doesn't mean we should stop. What I want to encourage girls out there is that you keep going, even though you can't see, just keep going through the path. You will eventually, things will eventually get clearer. I mean, if you want to take a break, but don't give up. Keep going for it. Now, I don't want to go too deep into the different things that success is not, but I've mentioned a few, and I'm hoping that parents at home, you can add to this and have this conversation with the girls as well in regards to what you think success is and what success is not. For me, it was easy to go through what success was not, because again, like I always say, I always use my environment a judge of to then make my conversations, and it was just better for my thinking to say the things that I believe that success isn't. So please encourage your girls, but please encourage your children and have this conversation with them to give them a bit more clarity in regards to what this is. Don't forget to subscribe and give comments below as well, and we will see you soon. Okay, all right, bye.